Hilda. You look fabulous. I'm going to reiterate. You look fabulous. You look like a queen. And you
Thank
are.
you.
You've always been
Thank
one.
you.
But
Thank you. This queen is finding the real queen inside. And you know what? It feels damn good. It feels good. So you know what? I'm
it's
enjoying my
good.
own ride right now. So hopefully everyone is out there discovering who you are and not the mask, because we do all wear a mask to feel our
Oh,
safe.
yeah.
And
Is that true?
yes, for those of you that have been following us and me, and you can see that, you know what, I've had many, many, many do's, many different hairdos, and they're all hair pieces. And you've never, well, I won't say you've never, because you have seen me in my actual natural form. This is my natural form. I took and I just removed all of it. Well, not all of it, but the good, most of it. And you know what? It's a freedom that has come with that. And you know, at the end of the day, I am not my hair, but you know what? My beauty still lays all over the place inside. So I'm discovering
Mhm.
that, and I'm going to continue. So it's not about my hair. We are gathering today to, you know, unpack another powerful discussion. One that one I think deals with, or one may be dealing with, along your journey. And this is going to depend on where you're at in your journey. But nonetheless, you will learn some things, hopefully, today that you can walk away from this live and say, okay, I see clearer now on what's really happening. Because one of the things that's often missed is clarity when we come through toxic relationships and toxic situations. And everyone, remember, is playing some sort of role, and those roles are all being played by people who are wearing their own form of mask for whatever their reasons. So that's why I'm going to talk about triangulation, because that is something that I believe is also involves um, a lot of mask wearing. So and what is triangulation? So I don't want to start rambling. However, um,
You're
yeah.
not. We need context. So,
So yeah, we need context, and so
yeah.
what do you know when I say triangulation? What do you see as triangulation when it comes to toxicity and toxic environments, toxic relationships? And what would you explain triangulation to be from your perspective?
I think triangulation is at the core not taking people not taking accountability. So you make one person the scapegoat and kind of according to me. And it's like you make one person the scapegoat because you don't want to own your decisions. And also using the person number three to kind of team up against the scapegoat. So I think that I have, or it can also be, yeah, at the core, it's not taking accountability, and I've seen that happening. And so you can kind of, if you are a people pleaser, which essentially means your sense of self worth is coming from outside or external validation, you
Hmm.
can feel controlled and you can feel um, pushed around and manipulated into making decisions that are not, or taking on the mental and emotional load of people who are not taking accountability. Um, and I have been there because, yeah, but I think it takes well, I don't want to talk about what it takes to get out of it because we're focusing on the problem or rather the pattern here. But it is
And
essentially that's what it is. I think. Yeah.
I think you know what, you nailed some really good points, and I think that another reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because as you go along your healing journey, you will find yourself needing to remove yourself from individuals. And some of these individuals, you may have called them friend, we call them family. Some of it might be our work, your workmates. So you know what? Even creating, feeling the need to create that distance because you realize that the toxicity in the relationship and your continued disrespect and has made you walk away and go silent, which means you've removed your energy and there you've stopped the contact. So the individual who was creating the chaos, the uh, well, I'm going to call it damage, because what happens once you remove your energy from that individual, something that might that you're not aware of, but then a smear campaign starts, and it starts with subtleties, meaning
Hmm.
planting that individual start planting seeds of doubt about you to the other people that are around you. Sometimes that's your family. Sometimes if it's a work environment, it's your coworkers. And if it's a partner, then you know what, it'll be your friend group or anyone that they can to create a different narrative on why you walked away and are not in communication with them. This can be
Okay. So.
very hard because you know what, these people are people that you know what, you probably did have a relationship with, or you had some form of uh, relationship that you were all communicating. However, when this smear campaign goes, you start noticing that people start treating you different, starting responding to you different, and you don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and you're silent, and it's really so that the narcissist can really get a reaction out of you because you went silent. You're not giving them any reaction. So this smear campaign is to get a reaction out of you. So taking you from your silent place, which is your place of peace, because that's what you've done. You went there so that you can regulate your emotions, find your peace again. There's that part of you that when this is going on, and depending on how large it is, it can be devastating. Because not only are you trying to heal from what's happened to you, but now you've got a whole campaign which consists of people who sometimes you thought knew you, but you know what? That narcissist has done a real good job in finding its flying monkeys and creating that smear campaign, and you're going to want to reach out. You want to defend yourself.
Mhm.
That's where it can be challenging. You wanting to set the record straight, you wanting to be understood. And what can often happen when you reach out and you try to do that is it creates a whole nother, people just start to look at you. What must be true? Because the human nature is this, that most of these people have something in their core that they still haven't dealt with. So what you're expecting, that loyalty and that clarity and that understanding, they haven't done their process either. This can be a devastating time for you if you're the one that's going through it and you are the scapegoat. So that's why I'm having this conversation, because I have found myself in that situation. It's something that I'm currently dealing with right now inside my own family. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation and why I think it's important, so that if you are indeed going through this, I'm going to say, you know what? Remain silent, as hard as that is, because it's one of these things that once you try to defend, once you try to set the record straight, you've given them your energy, and then you know what, you're trying to defend yourself to the whole world, and that becomes a whole nother mess. So that's just some more context as to what triangulation is about. And like I said, about that power of being silent and not letting anything come in way of your peace of mind. Because often when one has been uh, affected by the toxicity, it can almost destroy you. So you do need to go and you need to heal. And oftentimes you will find that you are doing that on your own. And that because most people don't have the courage to speak their truth, stand up to the very narcissist that might be, yeah, destroying your character. So it can become a very chaotic circus in your mind, in your heart. And we need to talk about this because it is a part of the relationship process and navigating toxic relationships, and whether they be, as I said, your family, your coworkers, and Lord God help it, your children. So that's why we're conversating today.
Yeah. Hmm.
Processing.
Just taking it all in. I think it's I think since time immemorial, like this has happened, and because the matter of fact is that truth doesn't give one fuck about the world and people. That's the major theme here. And I think we as people, as a group of people, be it family or friends or um, community or workplace, have a hard time accepting truth because truth requires you to be. Truth is very personal and it's unique. I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of, and I think that because most of us, and we are social creatures, right? Humans are
Yes.
social creatures. We need each other. So I think just to stay in that social circle, we accept a lot of things that probably are a detriment to us. And I think this is a very root chakra issues that we're talking about here.
Yes.
Um, and I think most of us deal with it from time to time. It's just like I said, because truth doesn't care how, like the heart doesn't care how it looks like to the world. And we
No.
can see that from the stories of spiritual people or even normal people. It's like it requires courage to listen to your heart. It requires resilience to follow what the heart says. And most of us are living in fear. I'm just saying, if you have to hold on to people to feel good about yourself, you're operating in a frequency of fear, right?
That's right.
And we can call it financial security, we can call it community, we can call it family. But I think there is a fine line between, and my mom always tells, like, since I was a child, she was like, oh, but we need people and all of that. Like, and I am the opposite way. I'm like, yes, we need each other, but we don't need to completely lose ourselves to stay together. Maybe we can embrace each other's uniqueness and still have self-respect and still have healthy boundaries and still be with each other. What's the problem? Why is peace built on one person's point of view. Whose piece is this? You see what I
Right.
mean? Like, look at
Yes.
nature. Like, there is
Yes.
so much contrast. Like, I go back to nature because our minds are so fogged. I'm just saying that we don't even know what truth is. There are like, look behind you. There are so many different types of trees and plants and
Mm.
flowers and animals, and they all live in harmony with each other. What is the issue with humans? Like, why can't we learn to, and it is learning, why can't we learn to live with each other where we all feel seen, and we can all take up space and we can all bloom? Like, what's the point, right?
Because I think that what we're experiencing in our society, in terms of our families, our family units, is there is a lot of toxicity. And you've got that or not mob, but herd mentality. Everybody goes along. And you cannot, so it doesn't really provide a lot of room for individuality, individual thought, and anyone that comes along that wants to express that individual thought, individuality, threatens the unit, especially if your
Yeah.
individuality calls out the toxic behaviors, toxic thought processes, because it makes them have to either deal or not deal. And if they're not ready, then you become the scapegoat once again. You become the because I'm going to do
Yeah, but
whatever it
like,
is.
I mean, you go nowhere. I'm just saying, you go in circles. You're not,
Yes,
because I think the major, again, I'll go to the root because that's where I go. Because this is just like patterns we are manifesting, like this. These are the symptoms. Let's just say,
yes.
and I think at the core of it is we have lost connection with the divine. We don't have the inner, like, our inner compass is lost. And what happens is, if you look at nature, every day is different. Everything is different. You look at the tree, all the leaves are different. I'm just saying, like, it requires, there's so much uniqueness in the way divine operates, that if we haven't built ourselves the way the divine operates, which requires us to be connected to the divine, which means, you see what I mean? Like,
And if you're
but
connected to the
yeah,
divine, you're not going to be led all over the place. But if you have no connection,
if
you're
you have no compass,
easily
like,
led
you're just
or
floating. Yeah.
influenced or you're floundering. And you're really left floundering when you are in a place of um, uh, turmoil or trauma, and you're not. You can be led anywhere then, because you
You
know
can
what,
be led anywhere.
that
Yeah.
not being connected to the source. So that's why, once again, you can be very easily influenced by anything that's being said around you, and you're gonna go where
And
you're.
yeah, sorry.
You
I mean,
know,
I understand why people go the other way. And I've been there too. I think that because we are relational creatures, and depending on the environment, social environment we grew up in, it fucks up our nervous system.
yes,
Because remember, at one point, we were dependent on the nurturers around us, like our parents, for example, and then the school system and all of that. We rely on these structures. It's a standard, right? And um, that means our nervous system will calibrate with these structures, or these family, or these systems. And I think over time, if these systems, and again, I think we need structures. I always say, like, we need healthier structures. I am not against structures, because if everything is chaotic, like, you don't have any like, we need structures, right?
exactly,
But they need to be in sync with reality, with nature, with the way universe works. And I think what happens is, when we are constantly in living in that kind of environment, that's what we are calibrated against. So if
yes,
the, if our nurturers were living in fear, that's what we will also believe in, and our nervous system will actually be built on fear. And so I think it really requires, and that's why it's a lot of, I don't want to say that, but it is work to kind of build that resilience and endurance, and fortify your nervous system, so that you have the strength
Yes.
to live your life. Because yes, at one point we needed these people, and I'm not saying like just leave everyone, but I'm saying that don't abandon yourself in the process of not losing people. Because what happens is, and that's the balance of life, right? um but absolutely, um and maybe these are the karmic lessons, because we don't
Yeah.
get to choose them, at least not as a human. Maybe in the spirit world we did. There are different theories, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I think that's why these are lessons. These are not your story, they're lessons. There's a difference.
You
And
know,
I think when we start to build our whole life around these um unrealistic, unhealthy, toxic patterns, we get fucked real bad, because
yeah.
we have no idea what is going on. We are hurt, we are in pain. I think that's what hell is. If you ask me what is hell, it is stagnant energy for whatever reason in your system, and you don't know how to process it, you don't know how to.
And you know,
So
in the mere actions in of what's taking place inside those toxic situations and environments is the very things designed to keep you from finding your true purpose, to keep you from going inward. That is the reason why you're experiencing all the chaos or the uh, what's the word that I'm looking for? People are choosing to misunderstand you because of the fact that you know what you have chosen to remain solid. Speak your truth. That same truth that they may hold inside them, but refuse to speak because of what? Fear. So you're addressing your fear.
right,
And not only that,
and
but you
that's
know,
why.
most of the time, your biggest assignment is using your throat chakra, your voice.
Right,
And so all the
right.
challenges that have come along have been to challenge that. So that you know what you and it's for us to gain the skills to use that voice in a with it fearlessly use the voice in a constructive way. So that's that in itself comes with uh, growing pains. So we have to go through
It
the
is growing
process.
pains. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely. It's not
yes,
fun. Like, it's
no,
like we
no,
think only, and I think that's the divine law of nature, or whatever you want to call it, like of universe, that as you grow, there will be growing pains. And that's exactly what you need to develop your soul, right? Because
yes,
that's what is going on, really. It's not about, it's not personal. I feel like, and of course it's a journey. I don't want to say it on day one you will never get it, and I've been there, all of us have been there. But it's to be there for yourself first and foremost.
yes,
Be that adult, be that caretaker that you needed during these difficult transition points, and also finding safe spaces or safe people around you that can help you during these tumultuous times. um yeah, I wanted to say something, I forgot. It's fine. The comic
no.
needs
Uh,
to.
I was just thinking that
Oh, sorry.
no, just
Mask.
please.
Mask. I just want to mention that I'm glad, and I think you have used this word multiple times now. Why do we wear masks? And it can be in so many different types. I think it's just to fit in, just to feel safe. Our sense of safety, again, if you're in survival mode, will come from outside. Um, and I think the lesson, or I guess even that I'm learning, is life is uncertain and it's full of ups and downs, and there's no way, mm, it will always stay the same. But the point is building that inner anchor within your being. Also, the people, and I do think that divine sends beautiful people in your life, and to have that, and that's the whole point of community, to find the anchor there, not like latching on to history or traumas or roles no.
Here's the beauty of and if, yes, I call it beauty because here's the catch to it, that
Yeah,
the problematic narcissist that is in your life, and yeah, I'm going to use that word because narcissism, listen, this whole friggin' planet is underneath this spell. And if you haven't seen it, well, look again. So that's really what we're fighting. And you know what? We all have the tendencies inside us. However,
that's
some of
true.
us choose the light, some of us choose something different. So, uh, the beauty, once again, I see from it is that they will help to highlight what needs to be healed inside you. They will help to highlight the shadow. And I can tell you that shadow can hide itself so fucking well and disguise itself in so many different ways as something completely different. That you know what? You say, what, why do I keep ending up back here? Because you know what? You haven't really untapped that disguise that keeps you in the bondage that you're
That's
in.
true.
Because usually those are things that are either connected to pain, fear, disappointment, and if you have experienced toxicity on levels that you know what has just about destroyed you, I can guarantee you that everything that I just mentioned is something that's hidden inside there, that's masking itself. And here's what we're all being called to do: face it, heal it, because you can't go higher. And if we are indeed, and a lot of us are here on a mission, we have missions. We cannot complete the mission. We can't get to our higher self. So that's where I thank the narcissist for highlighting inside me what needs to be changed. And that's it. We can go home.
I think, um yeah, maybe we can go. I think we are, kind of, I feel like we have biases around how we should feel and how life is supposed to be. And the thing about the, like, and unconsciously we seek comfort and we seek happiness and we seek joy and we seek all of that stuff. When if you really look at nature, like, there's gonna be hurricanes, and there's all sorts of polarity experiences, and there's beauty in each of those. So nothing is better than the other. So I think it's also, again, building your strength, right, to endure different types of experiences and people, and like, you're built for this. Like, I just wanted
You
to
know, one of
mention
the
that.
things I wanted to say, because it came back to my mom, what I wanted to say earlier, and that was this: that oftentimes along the journey of your healing, you'll start, listen, you'll be comparing yourself to somebody else
Oh my
and
gosh,
somebody
that's
else's stage. And I'm going to tell you, folk,
true.
right now, that if you don't individualize it, if you don't, it's a trap. You will never
It's a
be
trap.
enough. You'll never be where you want to be. And know this: you're on your own assignment. So that's why I'm saying that's where you can get caught up. If you get caught up in comparing yourself to somebody else's healing or somebody else's life, that's what oftentimes keeps us trapped, because you know what?
Oh,
It's their life. It's not yours. Because any, here's
that's
another thing I'm going to
true.
say. Any blessing that is meant for you, nobody else can take that. It's just, it's not your time.
Mhm.
It's not your time. You're not where you're supposed to
I love
be.
that.
You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You think you're supposed to be somewhere else,
Yeah.
but you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You don't get to pass it, go until you heal it, examine it, dissect it.
Mm.
You don't get to move on from wherever it is and what stage you are on, because the universe is going to keep bringing it until you acknowledge it. Or there's, that's real growth. You can fake it because we see lots of people that fake their healing, that fake they're doing so good. The whole fucking world, excuse my expression, because yeah, I cursed again, but the whole world, that's a mask. And that's also an individual that has not taken the time to do the deep dive and comparing yourself to that individual, and you'll see down the road it was a mask, because a mask always slips eventually if you have a discerning eye and you are looking, and if you're clever enough. And I don't even want to use the word clever, but you know what? When your discernment gets to that particular place, you can see who's wearing the mask, because you see the cracks that most
Yeah.
people don't see. Because most people are walking around with their own mask, and they just want, okay, that's comfortable. Yeah, that's exactly where I want to be. So I'm going to be with that person. They mirror, and that's what we see happening. That's the mirror. So I didn't want to get too off track. I did though.
No, no, I'm glad you said that because that's another belief system. It's like we judge a book by its cover, and anyone can change covers. It's only when you read the book when you understand what's really going on. And I think most of us are into facades because, again, we want to fit in. And so we will dress a certain way and we will act a certain way and we will adhere to certain roles and rules just to look put together, or you know what I mean, rather than being real and vulnerable. And
To
I think
fit
that's also,
in.
again, to fit in, and also because I really, because I see myself, it's self protection, and you don't even know why you're protecting yourself. So that's a question to ask, maybe so you don't feel safe, you
Here's the
know.
deal though.
And so, like, what do you need to feel safe? Sometimes it's the environment, and your body's like, I don't feel safe, like, so I'm not going to open up. So that's the sign to move the fuck out of that
Yeah,
physically, in that
yeah.
environment physically. But we kind of then gaslight ourselves into thinking, oh, but that's such a bad thing to do. Mm. Or it can be you, it can be your unknown or unconscious fears that are running in your
Know
head
when
and you
you are
haven't
masking, because the
looked at
moment that
them.
that's going on, if you are walking into a space and you're feeling, ooh, it's off, or you know what, you can clearly see why it's off, but you know what, you're still trying to stay in that space, then know this: you're wearing
True.
the mask. You are wearing the mask, unless
Exactly.
you're going in there and ripping the mask off. Because that sometimes that happens too, when you're able to walk into the space, call out the bullshit that you see in front of you, and you call out what everybody else in the room sees, but nobody else is speaking. And that can also change things. But you know what? I wouldn't advise it, because all those people are unhealed. And if they're not ready to really, you can't, it can create a whole different environment. But um,
And it's different. I don't even know how to explain it because I have done it too. And it's like you feel
you make
connected, but it's
yourself more of
so
a target.
surface.
I'll put it to you that way. If you're not
No,
ready
but
to be
like
a target,
it's no, it's like, and that's the programming too. We need to stay together and in this love and all of that, blah blah blah. Because that's what I've heard growing up. We should all stay together and like the peace and all of that. Like I had to learn it the hard way that um I host. Maybe you can read the description of the video, and there's also description underneath. But I
what
welcome.
are y'all
Um,
talking about? We are talking about. triangulation, which is something that can take place during toxic relationship. Triangulation meaning that, you know what, you have a individual who has decided to poison the environment around them, meaning with other people against one person, because that one person has decided to remove themselves from that person because of their toxic behavior. And so, because they can't get to that person, they poison the environment around them. And we're talking about the power that comes from remaining silent. Instead of trying to defend yourself in such environments. So that's what we're talking about. And welcome. Uh I don't know. What am I? I
Hosts.
forget. Host? Host. 2660. Welcome
Um,
on this beautiful sunny day.
yeah. Um, I don't know what I was saying.
I cut you off.
It's fine. I will come back if it needs to. Yeah, I was saying that fake or surface level connections only go too far. Like they don't go far. And I think it's important to also learn the difference. Most of the time we just, and I think that's what our life becomes. If we are just into surface level connections, that's what our life is going to be. If you want
Yeah.
a deeper life, you need to have deeper connections. Um, and I also have felt, and that's another lesson I had to learn, that there are different type of connections. And I don't know, I'm not a, I'm maybe diplomacy is not my strength, but like I like to keep it real, and I have a small group of people that I actually allow in my life. And I also
You
want to
know,
mention that surface level connections never make you grow.
and I was just
Um, so I don't even know what we're doing because I've done that, and people are like, "Oh, but we should meet each other and let's hang out." I'm like, "Okay." And I would, after getting back home, I would feel like my soul is dying. Like that's how I would feel. I would feel
you just
so.
leave a lot of energy out. That, you know what, you put it in a place of where, you know
I
what,
so that's another lesson. Like I had to learn to realize that I don't know how people sustain off of these type of interactions, but I do I feel
but
devastated and
I think that
oh no.
a part of learning how to integrate, because that's the thing, you have this clarity, that you've gained this
True.
clarity that most do not have. So when you're walking into environments, you can read people, you can read what's going on. You just one of the things that
Mm,
I'm learning, because I'm working on this too,
mm,
because just what you described, I don't like superficial in lower level uh relationships. And what I would mean by lower level, I mean lower vibrating, not, I'm just going to say 3D. If you were stuck in the 3D, it's very, we can't conversate. But here's what I'm realizing is that not everyone has that level of depth, and they don't want to go to that level. So I
they don't want
gauge
to
my
go.
engagement on where an individual is at. And know this, that, you know what, I also bear in mind that most people are wearing a mask when they're in front of you. And I just have to be mindful. Am I wearing a mask? Are you wearing a mask right now? Are you wearing a mask? So I
Mm,
just realized, I go with that thought process that, you know what, not everyone's wanting to heal. Not everyone is wanting to see
yes.
or hear about their shadow. In
Yeah.
fact, you know what, they've done a great, taken great strides to protect it so that nobody does know. So seeing those individuals and gauging whether or not I want to give my energy, and if
I think
so,
the
how much.
yeah,
So
right,
because human connection
right.
is, it's, we are built for it. We
True.
are built for it. It's everything that we have been programmed, once again, because this program comes from the moment that we come out of the portal. We're programmed into another line of thinking on how we should be interact with one another, and why we should, and what's right and what's wrong, and little of it, none of it is speaking your autonomy. You just got this code of conduct that you have to follow. And so most people are just following a code of conduct and fitting in where they can, and not wanting to look at the deeper of anything. So you just realize that the more that you wake up, the more that you are discerning things from a higher level, that not everybody's there, that you know what it is called frequency and levels. And you got to really bear that in mind. And I want to bring this back to the conversation about when you are in a triangulation, when you are experiencing that, when you are the object of all of the triangulation, bear in mind all of the individuals involved. And I can guarantee you that most of them you will know, and use that gauge process. Where are they gauging at? What's the frequency? You know they're not ready to heal because you saw their fears. You saw why. So do you think that that's going to be the individual that's going to be standing up for you? That's where your power of silence comes in. Because eventually the process of life does take place. Eventually the mask slips, whether it's be with them, who are the flying monkeys that's assisting the narcissist or trying to rescue them, or the narcissist itself's mask slips. And then the narrative starts to change. I don't believe that person. Listen, I saw it myself. They start to question. So
Mhm.
give enough time. Stay
Yeah.
on your healing journey. Don't let any of it uh, take away your
Mm.
peace. Because their
I
mask
love what you
will
said.
flip.
I love there are a lot of things that you mentioned here, but wow.
Listen, this is coming from personal, very
Yeah.
personal. And when I say it, ooh,
Um,
ooh, ooh, when I
I
tell
think
you,
it takes a lot.
ooh,
Yeah.
it does. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
It takes a lot.
it's not letting them destroy you.
Right.
And keeping in your peace, which is very important as you go along your journey. That not everybody has to get you, that those that will do. And that, you know what? Not everybody's a part of the triangulation. That you've got some people that are observing you, and they are seeing you go through. They saw what you go through, but they see you on the other eye. And they could be even cheering you on. There are those people that are out there. And trust me, the universe will line you all up in their appropriate time. So I want to say to the individual out there that, you know what, really going through it, I got it. I know what it feels like. And right now, it's probably feeling really crazy to you. Hold on. Keep your head up and be silent, because the universe, truth always, always seeks power. And that's your revenge if you wanted some. But I wouldn't advise you to go on a revenge trip. I would advise you to go on your biggest revenge is live your life well, finding your peace, because that will be the biggest irritant to anyone that ain't ready for you. Anyways, I didn't want to be a preacher. Oh, well, I got
No, it's
preachers in my family. I've been told that, what, I could have been a preacher. Yes, damn it, I'll preach.
well, you're speaking your truth, and I don't. There's a difference. Um, I feel like that's also the lesson like I had to learn, and I'm still learning. It's to go past the pain of that whole journey is it's so important, otherwise you keep attracting and you keep manifesting the same stuff again and again. So it's important to honor where you are and grieve and be kind to yourself, take rest, take care of yourself, surround yourself with people that love you and care for you. And universe,
Absolutely.
like Hilda mentioned, I mean, just look around. There is always support, even if it's just nature. I'm just saying there
That's
will
right.
always be some kind of support. You just need to look around beyond that experience. And like Hilda mentioned, even in my own life, it's like it's not about revenge. And I don't even think there is any way you can actually change a person's mind when they're on that kind of mindset. It's just about, like Hilda mentioned, really facing the truth. I think that is the hardest part, has
Yes.
been for me, because it shatters everything, like all the universe and everything that you have built, and the life and the future that you built with that person is shattered. So you
Yes.
see, like you're not just, you're kind of grieving that whole timeline as well. um
You're
so
grieving it
just,
while trying to be safe, while trying to heal your nervous system. You're doing all these
there's a
scenes at
lot,
the same time. So tell me, you are a super woman man. You hear what I just said?
right,
That's a super person that can do that. So once
right.
again, the
And
power of your silence, of staying away, because the whole thing, I will tell you, this is all going on to silence you. You were the disruptor. So they want to
and that's the bright
silence the
side.
disruptor.
And that's the bright side. Once you kind of go through that process in due time and take all the time you need to, you know uh, not bypass it and distract and cope and all of
Yes,
that, um, you eventually realize that you have a different journey and your life path is different, and that's why you had to meet all of these people to realize your purpose and what you're here for. So, but you will never realize that until you go through conflicts and issues. And it's almost like they fuel you to be more of you. But when you're in
and
the middle of it, it's not fun.
all these
And
people,
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
bear in mind, you have a soul contract with that. You contracted with
Yeah.
all these people in a previous lifetime to come and play their roles. That's how deep this one goes. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that because we do talk about that on this channel. If you believe in lifetimes, and I definitely believe in lifetimes, it's not a belief, it's a knowing. I've been in other lifetimes. It's all coming back
Yeah.
to me now. But my point being is all these people are there to serve you in that capacity, to help you grow, to help you see things that were you still were challenged with in the previous lifetime. You still haven't come to your greatness. So once again, psychologically to separate it like that, and that's hard to do when you're going through the hurt. That's hard to do, but
Right.
that's also you got to get to that process. And the less you start to take personal, guess what? They just become irrelevant, or indifferent. I won't say irrelevant. I'd say you become indifferent with them as you get a lot more into your healing. journey. You will get there. And I don't know. I just want to say, George, Crystal, George, she's out for blood. I don't know who's out for blood, but you know what? No, I don't want no blood. There is so much bloodshed. And I tell you, you know what? You don't want my level of I'd be very scared to see where I probably could go, and that's not a place that you know what my nervous system can handle. So no, honey, we're not out for blood. We're out to find clarity and peace over here. So you're good though. You're good.
I think it comes full circle. The things that your soul is here for, you're fighting for that. You're actually a fighter. That's what you're doing. But to get there, to the things that matter to you, to the values, to what, that's what you're fighting for, the real
Yeah.
you here. But to get there, you have to get rid of what's not aligned. And that's the process we are talking about.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful journey if you really see it zoomed out, because you're getting to where you want to be. And it's like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and all the beauty and happiness and everything is waiting for you, but you have to go through this process. It's almost like, and I've been there, it's like when you can't see through the muck, it's like these things are happening because you are asking for better, you're asking for different, and these people don't have it, so they need to go. They need to
And you
go.
know, I was thinking that you
And
know what. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. Please keep going.
no, it's just like, but that's required, that's what strength is, and that, you know, you need to develop all of those values, and sorry, develop that endurance within your being to be able to handle the life that you're asking for,
Yes, yes, yes,
right? And and I think when you're in the middle of it, you feel like you're dying, and that you'll be the only one there, and like there's will be, that's not true. That's not true. The people who are meant to be for you, they'll find you,
yeah,
because you will grow and evolve too. So you see what I mean? We attract, we find each other. But if you keep trying to fit in and abandoning yourself at the end of the day in however way it shows up, you are actually going against yourself in a way, right?
yeah.
So
It's a form
it's
of
just
self
interesting.
abandonment once again, and that's what will
Yeah.
happen if you come out of your silence and you respond. If you respond to the
I don't know.
triangulation,
I want to talk about narcissists for a second,
yes,
because I am surrounded by a lot of them, and I don't know the what I've seen, and I can be wrong. The Indian upbringing, average middle class, is so narcissistic
hmm
that people only care about themselves.
hmm
They don't care about others. What that does long term is, if you are a sensitive person, and if you are different and you are emotional, and you will feel so disappointed and abandoned.
yes,
But it takes, it's a journey to understand, like you were saying, see people how they are, and see if they can take in. And most people, and like, choose to integrate those lessons. It was never about you, it was about the other person. They're not supposed to be there in your life. I'm just saying, or they're, maybe they're at just a surface level, it depends.
mm,
um but to not make it, to not internalize it, like to not make it about yourself, it was never about you. It was never about you. It was always about the other people. And like you were saying,
Yes.
to realize that these people are not here to grow. They are happy in their sob toxic lives, and that's what they're here to be, and to be
And
okay with
these are
it
the
because we have a
same
hard time.
people, and these are the same people that you might be seeking approval from. So
Yeah,
remember,
like why? Because
yeah,
because
well, this
because
is
you're
what I'm
trying
saying.
to, yeah, because you're trying to find your worth through these people who don't even care about themselves. Like they
Right.
don't give one fuck about their life. Look at their life. And you can see if a person cares about their life is a person who cares about others. A person who doesn't care about themselves and love themselves. I really like that Maya Angelou's interview in which she said, be wary of the person who doesn't have a cloth on their body and they're trying to give it to others. Like,
Yeah.
a person who doesn't have it themselves, what are you expecting them to give you?
Mm, mm.
Like, are you serious? But it takes, you need to
If
see
they
it.
can't steal the essence inside of you because they lack their own, because they don't see it, they haven't cherished it, they haven't done it, but they trying to steal yours, harness it. If they can't steal it, they'll shut it down. They'll do anything to shut down your essence and stop you from letting it shine. So, you know, once again,
Well,
discern who's in front of you, discern the
I,
mask.
okay, I'll tell you. Okay, this is okay. You open another topic, and we're 4 minutes to go with. I just, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I want to hear.
Just
Come on.
now I forgot.
I got to tell
No, I
you,
forgot.
thank you. Thank you. I got to tell you all, if you're listening to this today, this has come from a woman who has been on her healing journey, and more specific, one that's really been in place the past 5 years. And this is a conversation I could not have had. It's bringing tears to my eyes because you know what?
But trust me, I just want to say you have such a big heart. That means like you need to you need people who can match that. You're trying to match it with people that don't deserve you. They don't deserve you. I'm just saying. I'm real here.
These aren't sad
Don't
tears. These are tears of
down,
a woman who's
yeah.
found her fucking power again. Who's found her
Don't
voice.
downgrade yourself. Always upgrade. Never downgrade.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Keep your head up. Keep looking forward, never backwards, you know?
I'm gonna smudge me
Um,
makeup. I didn't want to do that today. No, but thank
it's all
you.
good.
Thank you. Thank
It's all
you for
good.
this dialogue and just
It's
thank you
my
for being
pleasure.
here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and um, I don't know. Oh yeah, mm, I wanted to mention about the universe. Like, and you did mention it in between. Like, there is no matter how, and even in Gurbani, like Guru Nanak actually talks about it. It's like you can be all you can be clever all you want. You can try to keep yourself, put on a mask and look a certain way. um you can have all the abundance and riches, and you know what I mean, like it can, but at the end of the day, universe works according to divine laws. Nobody gives one fuck about how many people are behind you, and you have seen that happen so many times in history.
Absolutely.
It's always about the truth. you can
Yeah.
you can you can put on all the facades you want, and you can create noise, and you can downgrade people, and you can disrespect people, but at the end of the day, even these unconscious people, and we all have those tendencies, including me,
Yes.
um we go towards the light because we are built for it. We go towards the real thing. We go towards love, even if we, even
Yeah.
narcissists are trying to get their needs met, and the real thing in a very unconscious way.
Yes.
I'm just saying, everybody, we're built for the real stuff, but we just try to accomplish that in sometimes healthy ways, sometimes very unhealthy ways. And I think we are
Mm-hmm.
talking about the unhealthy way here. We don't realize that when we are doing it because we are unconscious. If we are conscious, we won't do it.
Right.
And but that's the work. And I think there is a lot of pain in it. If you ask me, like, there is so much energy that's it takes out of you to put on a facade, to put on a filter, to put on fakeness, to put on out of alignment. It takes so much out of you. We don't realize that
It does because you know what? It makes
because we have
everything is working way
because
harder because you're
because
working against
yeah, it's
yourself.
like, that I think I shared this video like some time ago where like bees were kept in this glass flask and like kept there for 3 days, and when they opened the lid, they wouldn't leave, and even
Yeah.
their upcoming generations wouldn't leave. And that's what I'm talking about. We are used to carrying so much load.
Yes.
We are used to being out of alignment, and possibly our generations before too,
Yes.
that we think it's normal. It's not normal, but you don't understand it until you let it go.
Most of
You have
us
been
come through a portal.
that's
We were born through a mother who was not aligned. We were born
yeah,
through a mother
that's the
that didn't know
lessons.
herself. And you know what? It was passed down. And no, no disrespect, mums. No disrespect. Because you know what I know came from something not whole was passed down to you. So
Right.
this is no disrespect. And this is the whole game. You figure it out. That's the whole process to our evolution. We have figured
And
out
that's
what's
another thing.
gone wrong.
It's
So
like,
it's not a place to blame, but we do need to acknowledge where did it
you
begin?
need to acknowledge and see it for what it is. It's not, if you're
Absolutely.
calling it disrespect, maybe it was, you don't feel respect in your own
Right,
being. I don't know.
right.
I have heard this so many times. It's like the moment you like counter challenge or say something or expressing your truth, it becomes disrespect. That tells me your respect is built on other people denying their truth. Like, what does that
Yeah,
mean? It doesn't mean
yeah.
anything. I don't know. I just don't like this particular line. There's no disrespect. Facts are facts.
Yes.
You're still what you are, but you cannot ignore your actions. Your actions need to be accountable. Either you're accountable or you're not.
Account,
It's a fact.
yeah, yeah.
It's not about roles. It's not about people. Even me, if I'm wrong, like, it's on me. Like, you can't just disrespect yourself out of your shittiness.
And here's the deal, that's avoidance.
There are
And you know what you did?
consequences. Yeah.
You need
Yeah. There.
consequences to the avoidance, and not only that, but you're only blocking or delaying your own healing. You're just delaying your own evolution.
And I think everyone suffers when you stop, when people stop. And I don't think it's about, oh my God, you're wrong or you're right. I think we all have those tendencies. We all can go into extreme darkness and can go also choose the other side. But it's about accountability. Like, oh my God, I cannot talk to people who are not accountable because we cannot do anything. If
Yes.
if you're not accountable, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, seriously, because if you are what you are, then just leave
And the
because we cannot
conversation
meet
is
anywhere.
going to look like
It
this.
dies.
Eh, s. It's not going
Yeah,
to be. You're
everything
not going to
dies.
find. You're not going to find your balance,
And
or
I
you're not
think,
going to.
yeah, that's what narcissists do because they want to stay stuck there. So they're like, that's what who I am. Or they will try to manipulate you or try to use culture and traditions and all
Oh,
of
they
that
keep moving the post. They'll keep moving the post. You know, it might
just
start off with
to,
one thing.
just to, um, yeah, just to basically prove that they're, it's not even about the relationship. It's not about the connection. It's about right versus wrong. Like, and
And
if the
silencing
priority
you.
is that, yeah, and so it's your ego. Then there is no, you
Yeah,
don't really care about the other person. You just care about yourself. And I want to be like like 100, like 1,000, 2,000 miles away from that kind of people.
I know.
They are
Yeah,
dangerous. They are
yeah, they
dangerous.
are
You,
very
I
dangerous.
mean, I just, and I keep saying that. I mean, my definition of danger has changed. I feel like dangerous are the people who are small minded and close minded because they can do anything to justify what they're doing. You see what I mean? Anything.
And not only that, but especially when we're not taking accountability. So you know what? That means I can go to any level, and I
Yeah.
think the levels
Oh
go
my
pretty.
God.
They go pretty low. And if you were to know just how deep the levels have went,
And
you too would be
triangulation is just
shaking your
one
head.
way. Yeah. Triangulation is just one way. But like it can, I just, you just read the news and just read history and you will know the levels of that
Of what we're dealing with.
darkness
That's right.
or what you're
Yeah,
dealing with. It's like we don't care about the environment. Fuck that. Fuck future generations. We just
yeah,
care about ourselves and we just care about profit. That's another level. Or, oh yeah, all I care about is tradition and people, and I don't care about my family. So I'm just going to justify my bad behavior
right.
and and ruin my future generations because it's comfortable. I don't know. Like find another way. There's always a way. And that's the thing. We're so blocked in our thinking. I feel like we are not at all creative in our thinking. And that's what trauma does maybe, or maybe find out a way. Like there's always a way.
If you are indeed
But
encountering an individual that
okay,
has
I get
reflected
so
those
triggered.
things.
Not
No,
triggered.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
If you,
it's
no, you, I like that. I thank you because it brings more context to what we're talking about. But if you've encountered that individual that comes with that level of toxicity with no accountability, protect your peace.
I
I'd say run, run when you recognize
I'd
it, and
say
if you
run.
can't run, you better find a way to hide until you can. And yeah, when I say
They
hide,
really
yeah, I don't
they
mean
don't
running
care.
like a coward. I'm talking, you know what, protection, protecting your
Yeah,
peace.
these people don't care. I'm
They
telling you.
do not
Like,
care. They do not care.
oh
So
my
we do
God.
need to
Like,
wrap this up.
like people who meet me before I was in high school versus people who meet me now, they tell me
Yeah,
like I am poles apart. Why is that? Because I stayed quiet because I knew I was stuck. But like it kills you. It kills
it
you
does.
until you find spaces and places where you can learn to be yourself. You're a totally different person. So environment brings out, I'm just saying,
And if you
I
were
have no
meant to
shame.
use your throat chakra and you've been silenced, guess what the universe is going to do? It's not going to, listen, it's going to keep
True.
giving you some more until you get it and you speak, but you learn
I
how to
think
speak
pain is
because
the
you're
best
gaining
teacher.
lessons. What's that?
Yeah. We said that last time. Like pain is the best teacher. Like seriously. If
It is.
if a person who is so dense, like and trauma does that to you, because you try to like justify everyone's behavior because you're such a good girl and I was a good girl and I am not a good girl anymore.
That's
And
right.
because that's what people teach you. It's like
If
you
that's
should
what
be a
your
good girl
definition of a good
because
girl is, compliance, putting up with, I am not a
yeah.
good girl. I'm a bad girl to the bone. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like seriously, life is supposed to be, I really feel like it is a gift. Every moment is a gift. And to live it any less than means there is some work to be done. You're blocking the true the truth. You're blocking the reality of life. Um, but I don't know what I was saying. But welcome, Sabrina. How are you?
Hello, Sabrina. Nice to see you. How are things in
So,
Louisiana?
yeah, how's
Are they
summer?
hot?
How's summer going?
Yeah.
It's hot
Although it's
everywhere.
a good day here. We have a perfect day. Listen, oh, I'm so pleased with this conversation. And like all of our conversations, and those that are most difficult. And this one, yeah, it was as much as difficult one. But you know what? Oh, I'm
It
so
is.
pleased with how it's went. So
I think
once
I just
again,
keep,
universe, thank you. Help from the trees and the air and the birds.
yes, just keep, just keep going forward. Never look back. Like I just, no matter where you are, always go towards the light. Always. There is always a way out, even
Yes,
if it's hard to see. But never
absolutely.
forget that everything is going well. It's actually hotter. Oops, she deleted.
It's hotter
Um,
in Maryland.
I don't know. I just deleted it. But
Yes, well,
yeah,
she at home.
we're past an hour, and let's wrap it up.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Well, you know what?
Anything else you want to?
You know what? I think that you know what is I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say this first of all. I hope that you are managing to make it through the heat wave that might be coming by you, and you might be experiencing, because we're all experiencing it. Thank you for participating in the conversation today. I hope that if you have come by it because you're watching the playback, that you can get something out of it, and it helps you somewheres along your journey, because this journey is a very personal journey. And once again, I couldn't think of a better person to have this conversation with. And
My pleasure.
listen, I thank you. I thank you as always, and I'm so happy that we are back into our groove again. And
Yeah.
no, part of me. Listen, you've been my inspiration, because it's about consistency and showing up. Doesn't matter how I show up, I just show
Yes.
up. You know, not so much, um, focusing on the how, but show up, because something special happens when you do. And once again, I hope everyone's having a fabulous Monday, because I'm making mine. It's already begun, this conversation in tote. And thank you, each of you that showed up in the chat and you shared your thoughts.
Thank you.
And so we're going to be reconnecting again, but it's going to be on your channel. And I don't think we know the topic. We don't know the topic yet, but you know what? It'll be something that's, I'm sure, aligning with a part of our journey. So,
I'm
do you
sure.
have anything
Yeah.
special going on? Anything special going on with your channel or anything like that that you want to share? Or we didn't get a chance to talk that much the, before the live.
Um, no, I just share daily inspiration, something that is relevant for the times we're in.
Yes,
But I haven't thought about the topic, maybe, but we'll keep you posted,
we'll
definitely.
definitely keep you
So
posted.
stay tuned and have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And if you watch the replay, please do comment if you have any suggestions, anything we said wrong, or you have different opinions. It's all good.
And if
We're
you like
open
the
for that.
vibe that you have felt today and you've just come across it, please take the time to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, because if you liked it, give us a little give us a little thumbs up. Listen, not only does it help with the algorithm and all the above, but you know what? Hey, it's nice to know that you're appreciated, and it's a form of
Yes.
reciprocation. And subscribe so that you do not miss out on the next powerful conversation. So, in having said that, I am going to say, make a great day and bye. And thanks, Revni.
Bye.
Again.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.